Caution. Entering dark zone.
Hey guys, Jacob here, and this is going to be a quick video on how to get every exotic gear piece in the game at the moment. I did make a video on how to get every exotic weapon in the game at the moment if you guys want to check that out as well. First, if you guys are new, welcome to the channel. I upload daily Division 2 content and stuff like Dark Zone, highlights, stuff like the named gear, weapon reviews, build videos, and much more. Alright, I'm going to start off with the probably easiest one to get first, and that's going to be the Coyote Mask. You guys can see here, it has an inscription, live through this bullet, I'll live through yours. Coyote has weapon damage, critical hit chance, critical hit damage, and critical hit damage as an offensive mod. It has the talent Pack Instincts. You and all allies gain a bonus based on the distance in the last enemy you hit. 0 to 15 meters plus 25 critical hit damage, 15 to 25 meters, 10 critical hit chance, and 10 critical hit damage. So you're getting both of those to 15 to 25, and 25 meters plus, you're getting 25% critical hit chance. The easiest way you guys can actually acquire this is go to your seasons and go to the rewards track, which is right here. If you guys push Y, go to rewards and left trigger all the way to 35. You can see the Coyote Mask is right here, and you guys can just get the 35 and you'll have the mask. And you guys can always upgrade this as well with exotic components. And that's going to be it for the Coyote Mask. Next up is going to be the Tardigrade Armor System, an evolution of a reactive armor concept. A belt of nanoplating was initially designed as a prototype technology for self-repairing heat shields on aircraft repeatedly entering and exiting planetary atmospheres. The core attributes aren't defensive, so you guys see blues here: 170,000 armor, explosive resistance, armor regeneration, and an empty defensive mod slot. Then you have the nanoplating, which is whenever you or an ally's armor breaks, they gain 80% of your armor as bonus armor for 10 seconds. Cooldown per ally is 45 seconds. Killing an enemy with your specialization weapon removes this cooldown for all allies. Now, the easiest way you guys can actually get your hands on this is going into with loot allocation, pretty much vests or chest pieces, whatever you want to call them, and just I killed him in Lincoln or Boston Lincoln Memorial. You guys will see right here, and this was a while back. Him and he managed to drop it pretty much just this is, I think, a first or second run, and I got this. And after a few runs with my friends, they got theirs right after, so it wasn't too hard to farm the missions for chest pieces, and you get able to get your hands on it. Next is going to be holsters, which I'm going to start with the Dodge City Gunslinger holster first, which is one of the original exotic gear pieces that was added before Warlords of New York. The inscription on this is fast is fine, but accuracy is a gunfight. You need to take your time in a hurry. Wyatt Earp. Core attributes: weapon damage, weapon handling, headshot damage, quick draws when your pistol is holstered, gain a stacking buff every 0.3 seconds up to 100. When you swap to it, your first shot consumes the buff and deals 10% damage per stack. So essentially you can have this holstered and just stack up your pistol damage and then just shoot an NPC or a person with it and deal a lot of damage. Now, to actually have this, you guys are actually going to have to go on pretty much a scavenger hunt and go to your blueprint vendor, and she should have the basically the blueprint when you buy it, or it's like a basically tells you to certain places on the map, and after you kill a certain amount of NPCs or kill a certain NPC at the control point, it will drop a part and you will be able to craft it. But if you guys want some more details on this, there's some videos out there if you guys want to look them up. It's been a while since I've done this, but there's a few places you actually can just kill these bosses and the parts will drop and you craft it. But there's some videos out there you guys can look up if you want the exact guide on how to do this. Or, I'm not sure, this may drop in loot allocation holsters as well. So let me guys know in the comment section below if it does. The next holster is going to be the main one I know most of you guys want, Imperial Dynasty. Has an inscription as well. Symbols are important. Look at that phoenix you wear on your sleeve. The dragon bears a similar significance to me, Fei Lao. The core attributes on this are skill tier, stats effect, and hazard protection, and the talent is Dragon's Glare. While in combat, applies burn to enemies closest with you with 20 meters. Cooldown is 35 seconds. So when you're near an NPC or a player within 20 meters, and they say they're rogue, or you're rogue, or there's NPC shooting you, it will just set them on fire, and it will burn the hell out of the NPCs, and it will just burn them like crazy. But as you guys know, it is duration for stats effects, so if you have really high stats effects, this may be pretty fun to use for you stats effect build users. But overall, the easiest way to acquire this is actually go to New York City. If you guys go right here in New York City map, and you guys go to the two missions that are on the top right and also kind of in the middle, which is two bridges, which you guys can see this is Stranded Tanker. If you farm this, I'd recommend having some people with you if they already have it. That way they can get a little bit easier. So if they have it, they can just drop it for you because they don't need it because they already have it. Or you could farm Pathway Park. So make sure you guys farm Pathway Park and Stranded Tanker because they're cleaner missions, and you guys should be able to get your hands on this exotic holster. And just a reminder, it only drops in those 2 missions. Last time I checked, you cannot get it anywhere else. Now for the backpack, this is going to be the Acosta Go Bag. You never know what you're going to need, so it's best to be prepared. Eva Acosta Urban Spelunker, you have Skill Tier, Skill Haste, Skill Damage, and Empty Utility mod slot. 1 in hand, which is the first talent. Throwing a grenade refunds it and grants +1 to your skill for 15 seconds. Grants overcharged if already at Skill Tier 6. Cooldown is 60 seconds. 2 in the bag, which is +1 armor kit capacity. 3 grenade capacity, 25% ammo capacity, 10% repair skill, and status effects. So to acquire this, it's actually pretty simple as well. You guys can open yellow boxes and control points, and you guys should be able to get it eventually by hitting like level 3s. Or you can just open boxes like Rikers, Cleaners, stuff like that, Hyenas, and you guys will see just open up a random box, and it just dropped just like that, and I got it. Few of these this way, so just open these boxes if you guys have a bunch of keys, and you should get it in no time. And that's going to be about it for the Acosta Go Bag. Next is going to be the BT gloves. This has an inscription just like all the other ones. Papa always told me, son, you're only good as your tools you work with, so I choose to work with the organization with the best tools, which is Galveston. Skill tiers, skill haste, and repair skills. The talent on this is Transfer Overclock. Detonating a hive refreshes all ally skills, cooldowns, and grants the charge for 15 seconds. Allies receiving this effect are unable to benefit from it again for 120 seconds. So you do have to wait a while to get the benefit again from the effects on the gloves. The easiest way you guys can acquire this is actually a few ways. I've had people say they've got this in Camp White Oak, which is originally where I got my first pair ever. And they dropped, I think, on story mode, which is a little weird, but you guys can farm this, and they should drop on here eventually. But I've had these gloves drop in multiple missions. I've had them drop on DCD headquarters, which is currently gloves, so I'd recommend farming this and trying to get your hands on them. And I've had them drop in the Space Administration HQ, which is right over here. And I've also had people say they've dropped in DARPA, which does make sense to me because, you know, they're black tusk gloves. So the places you guys can actually have this potentially drop. If you know any other places where you've gotten these, please let me know in the comments below. But essentially, that's how you get the BTSU gloves. And finally, it's going to be the knee pads, which are going to be 2 pairs of knee pads, which is going to be the Ninja Bike Messenger knee pads, which are originally kind of like a reference to the Ninja Bike backpack, which is in Div 1. The description on this is parkour, and over-enthusiastic Ninja Bike Messenger. The core attributes are crit chance, crit damage, and weapon damage. Parkour, performing a cover-to-cover or vaulting reloads your drawn weapons. So this is really nice for you running, gunning people who just like to run around and you know, kill stuff, but you don't want to like save a big LMG with a 200-round mag, and you just want to slide over a car or vault over something. It will reload your weapon. Now, the only way to acquire these at the moment, depending on if they change this in a future update, whenever you're watching this, is to go to the DZ drops, and you guys can get it dropped from that. I do not think it drops anywhere else, so just open up the yellow drops in the DZ, and you should be able to get your hands on these in no time. And I would recommend going with people who already have them, so it increases the chance to get them out of the drops, so you guys don't have to be running around like crazy forever. Next is going to be the Sawyer knee pads. It has an inscription, when I lost my leg, I thought that was it for me, but I found a new purpose. I rose just like the phoenix on my patch. Now it's time for these to find a new purpose. Odessa Sawyer. The core attributes on this are 170,000 armor, explosive resistance, and 18,000 health. So these are defensive instead of offensive. The talents to stand your ground, cannot be staggered by explosions, and increase total weapon damage for 3% each second you are not moving. Stacks up to 10 and are lost when moving. So if you guys are some sniper style people, or just like to sit still and use like you know, perfect vigilance or glass cannon, and you just want to get as much damage as possible, but you still want a little bit defensive, then you can use these, and you guys can get some weapon damage by just not moving and just hit your targets like crazy. The easiest way I got these, which is going into the DZ when it was loot allocation knee pads, and just farming heroic landmarks or landmarks in general, and you guys should be able to get these to drop pretty much just whenever you guys clear landmarks. So just clear landmarks all the time in there, and eventually you'll get these to drop. Or if you're more of a PvE player, then just farm the loot allocation knee pads and just kill the boss at the end, and eventually you'll be able to get your hands on these. But overall, that's just a quick little guide on every exotic gear item in the game. I hope you guys all enjoyed, and I hope this video helped. I know it's really quick and not too long. But thank you guys all for watching. Make sure you subscribe for more Division 2 content, and I'll catch you guys all later. BT!